Did you know that there are simple ways to give yourself an extra boost to supercharge your efforts so that you can make the progress that you want towards your goals and the life that you want? Did you know that? Well, there are, and we're going to explore some of those ways in today's episode. This is the Enjoy Life podcast. If you feel overwhelmed or stuck and you want to break free so that you can find your power to take action to achieve your goals and enjoy life, then you're in the right place. Welcome, my friend. I am glad that you're here. My name is Nick Mazey, and it's my desire to be your guide through this material so that you can choose your mindset, goals, and actions so you can guide your life to go in the direction that you want to go and enjoy it. Now let's dive right in. Well, as I mentioned at the very beginning, there are simple ways that you can boost your efforts, to give yourself that extra little push that you might need right now if you're feeling stuck or if you're just not able to make some of the progress that you want. And I can't wait to just to share some more of these ways with you that you can give yourself a little bit of a boost. I say more because in last week's episode 160. We shared some of the first few ways, and today we're going to share some more. So if you missed the other episode, you can just listen to it wherever you listen to the podcast, be the podcast episode before this, or you can go to nickmazey.com, search for 160, and it'll bring up episode 160. The same thing goes for this episode. If you want to look at some of the show notes and some of the material for this week's episode, you can just go to nickmazey.com, search for 161 for episode 161, which is what we're going to talk about today. Before we really get into it, though, I do got to tell you, you're going to want to look out for March 2nd. Be aware March 2nd is coming, and I have a big announcement. Pretty much what it is I want to help you to claim your power to guide your life to go where you want and enjoy it. And I'm always trying to think about new ways and find new ways to help you with that. But you'll have to wait till March 2nd to find out more information. And so that's coming soon. Okay, so by now you're probably asking, well, what are more ways that I can boost my efforts? Well, the first one we're going to talk about. Is kind of a question that you can ask yourself, and it's a little bit of a mental shift that can sometimes help you to just be able to push forward and make some of that progress that you want. What it does is it kind of triggers that action that you need to take to bring forth your best effort. So what it is who needs your A game? This is asking yourself and answering, who needs your A game? Who needs your absolute best effort? This obviously it can be you. But it's really about serving others. It's about providing for others. It's about something bigger than yourself. And when you can put into perspective what you're doing and how it impacts other people, sometimes that can help to give you that little push that you need to take the action and make some progress. If you've been thinking about your goals this whole time as how they serve you, as what you'll get out of it, the benefit, your reason why you want to achieve them, that's a good thing. Thinking about what the long-term benefits of the actions that you're taking, that can really help you to stay on track and pursue what you want. Nothing against that. But this episode, as well as the last one, are about how to give yourself that extra boost. When what you're doing isn't getting you exactly what you want, then you got to make a little bit of a shift. If you've been thinking about how your goals will impact you, then maybe think about how they can impact other people. If it's improving your health, do you want to have more health and energy for somebody else too? That's one thing that resonates with me. I want to improve my health because I want to feel good. But I also want to improve my health so that I can, have more energy with my family and be a better dad and husband and all those things. So when I think, well, who needs my A game? If I'm not making the progress that I want, or it's tough for me to take action and move forward toward my goals, then I think about who else needs my A game, and I can bring in my family, and then all of a sudden, it's easier. Of course I'm going to go do the work that I need to do because it's other people that I want to serve, and my actions affect other people too. So that's the first one. Who needs your A game? Who else are your actions affecting, and how can you serve them? So who needs your A game? The next way that you can give yourself a little boost if you need it is, we're just going to call it future casting. And this is kind of playing the reel forward. This is, thinking about how your habits, what you're doing right now will look years down the road, or weeks down the road, months down the road, years down the road, if you keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, how will that build up and build up to be this outcome? It's like if you, all right, I'm going to go ahead and harp on McDonald's. If you go eat McDonald's lunch every day, all right, well, if you eat McDonald's lunch for one day, that's probably not a big deal. I don't think it's good for you. But if you future cast that, what if you kept doing that, every day? Well, that the negative impact on your body is probably going to build up a whole lot. In fact, I think they made a movie about that. I think it's Supercharge. You can check it out. But play things forward a little bit. Now, it works for the negative. You can see how, oh, golly, that's terrible. And the negative impact of your habits kind of build up over time. But also, what about the small things? See, if you've been around this podcast for a while, I'm all about taking those small steps, those small little adjustments that you just keep doing, and over time they build up. They make a huge difference. So if you future cast that positive little step, that positive small step that you could take right now, if you develop that into a habit and play that forward, man, it can make a big difference in your life. And it might be just going for a short walk. It might be doing a couple push-ups, or it might be saving just a few dollars. Whatever it is, when you play that forward, that small little step ends up making a big difference. If you're talking about saving money, that power of compounding interest is huge. But you got to start. You got to start. You start small, and you let it build and build and build and build and build, and then what seems insignificant now, played out over time, can make a massive difference. So future cast those small steps that you could take right now, play them forward, and then of course it's obvious, you got to take that small step right now. All right, so we have who needs your A game. You have future casting. Now the next one is the self-talk. This is watching what you tell yourself. See, far too often, self-talk is not the most positive thing. And so when you talk about giving yourself a boost, sometimes the self-talk, the words we tell ourselves, are not giving us a boost. A lot of times they're doing the exact opposite. So don't be critical. Encourage. Be positive. And this is something that's not always easy to do, but you can do it. When you hear something that negative reel, that criticizing going on in your head, from that peanut gallery up top in your brain, when they're making a bunch of junk comments about you, catch yourself on that. Say, no, I am worth it. No, I am making progress. I am going to do the work. I am going to get the benefits that I want, and I'm working hard to improve my life. When I talk about self-talk, I'm not saying make up stuff that's not true. Like if you're, I don't know, I keep going back to health, but if you're working to improve your health, you don't want to say, oh, I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm in perfect health, when that's not the case. It's not about making up lies, but you encourage yourself. You say, hey, I've been waking up early and I've been doing my stretches, or I've been trying to go to the gym. I've been going for my walks every week. Encourage yourself by the positive steps that you're taking, the small positive steps that you're taking. Encourage yourself. Be positive. Point out the good things that you're doing. You're not perfect. Nobody is. But you still can encourage yourself with your self-talk and remind yourself of the value of taking those small steps. There's another neat little thing for the self-talk that I got to share. I just listened to it in a book. Was it Alter Ego by Todd Herman a few weeks back. And it was the response to, if you ever asked yourself, or kind of if you ever in your head heard, who do you think you are? As kind of a negative thing, who do you think you are to try to do this, to try to achieve your goal? And it was about crafting a response. When you hear that voice in your head say that, it's about crafting a response that you have prepared, ready to answer that. All right, now I'm going to get a little personal for when this goes on in my head. This is just a little portion of what I've kind of crafted, so how I can respond to this, so I can give myself some positive self-talk. All right, so don't make fun of me too much, but this is just a little bit of it. So when I'm in my head, whenever I hear those words of, well, who do you think you are to make a podcast to help people? some of my response that I've came up with is, who do I think I am? Who do I think I am? I'm the guy that wakes up at 5 o'clock every morning to get my material ready so that I can prepare myself so that I can give a positive message to people that might need it. Who do I think I am? I'm the guy that's going to try to encourage people, to give them the words that they can help so they can guide their lives no matter what's going on. I'm the guy that's got twin girls that I'm waking up tired, but I'm going to do it anyways because I have a mission to share my message to help people, because there needs to be more positive messages in this world and less negativity. And I'm going to fight to make sure that that's true for the people that want to hear it, that want to hear my message. I will be there for them. That's who I think I am. All right. That's a little portion of it. But you see what I'm saying? It's about, go ahead and make a message, make up some self-talk that you can use when you need it, because that negative self-talk, it happens. It does. You can't prevent it from happening, but you can be ready to respond with a message that you need to hear. And that's what, because you're going to be ready for it. And you're going to give yourself the boost that you need, because you're going to have that self-talk ready to tell yourself when you need to hear it. So we have, who needs your A game? We have future casting, playing those habits forward. We have some self-talk, that prepare the self-talk in advance, because right in that moment, when that negative self-talk pops up, it's going to be tough to think about it. But you got it prepared in advance, just some words written down or in your head that you can pull out when you need it. Man, it's going to be a huge benefit. And then the last one, well, it's really not the last one, but it's the last one for this episode on this list. And this is so important. So important. It's self-care. Your well-being is most important. You got to take care of yourself. Now, this isn't going to give you this amazing boost right off the bat. In fact, sometimes the self-care, it's tough to get going on it. But it's really like a lot of these things that you can do to help boost. It's a lot of these small habits that play such a big role in you being able to guide your life to go where you want, and you getting unstuck, and you conquering the overwhelm, and you enjoying your life and making it what you want. It is caring for your well-being. This doesn't have to be massive leaps. Like, you don't have to go on a month-long sabbatical at a spa, or if you can, that's awesome. I've never done it, but I think I can pretty much recommend that. That sounds great. It just doesn't have to be something like that, because you can take small steps to care for yourself. Now, I venture to say that there's some things that you probably already know that you can do to care for yourself a little bit better. Start with some of those small things and allow some of those benefits to build. One of the things that I do is, I take 2 minutes. I set a little timer on my watch, and I take 2 minutes to do a little bit of a deep breathing mindfulness exercise. 2 minutes. That's all it is 2 minutes. And when I do that, I feel a little bit better. It's a little bit de-stressing and relaxing. It gives me a little bit of clarity. It's not a massive thing, but I tell you what, I do that every day, and over time it builds up. And sometimes I do it throughout the day a couple times. And it's huge, the benefit that I get by taking that small step for a little bit of self-care, caring for my well-being. But you need to do it too. Whatever that small thing is that you can do to care for your well-being, please do it. It will help boost your efforts and give you a little bit of a push, because you'll feel a little bit better. You'll have a little bit clearer mindset. You'll have a little more energy. You'll have a little bit better health. It does wonders when you care for your well-being. All right, so now I've given you a bunch of stuff between this episode this week and last week's episode. I'm going to go ahead and remind you. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. You don't have to do it all at once. You can't do everything all at once. Don't try to do everything all at once. Pick one thing, maybe two at the most. Pick something and start. It's that OSTAT technique you may have heard me talk about before. One small thing at a time. Just start one tiny little thing. Because a lot of these things, you can start really small. It's the small habits, and they're so small that they're easy to do. They're easy to do. The small steps are a lot easier than those large leaps. So you start really small, and then what happens is this amazing thing happens where you get a little bit of a benefit from doing that small thing. Like maybe you take a few steps to care for your well-being, and you get a little bit of benefit. You feel a little bit better. You feel a little bit clearer in your thoughts, and a little bit less stress because you're caring for your well-being. And that gives you just enough energy that hey, you know what? Life's okay. I can do this. I can make some progress. And then the self-talk's easier because you're making a little bit of progress with your well-being. And it builds, and it builds, and it builds. and then you keep doing what works, you reduce what doesn't, and you keep making progress. Those don't have to be huge steps. Small steps. Repeat. Small steps. Repeat. You can do this. You can you can take steps towards your goals and guide your life to go in the direction that you want to go. It does take work, but I promise you it's worth it. Now, I know we've talked about a lot of different topics, the well-being, self-care, a whole bunch from the last episode. Anytime you can go to nickmazy.com and just search for any of the topics that you want some more material on. Over the years, I've put out a whole lot of stuff on that website. So search for it, and there'll be more material. You can also listen to episodes as well. Now, if you're curious on maybe something in particular is holding you back, maybe it's stopping you from making progress, I do have a resource for you. There's 7 goal killers that are they're really common. They're really common, and maybe just reading through some of them and seeing them, kind of looking at them head on, might help you to be able to avoid them so that you can make some progress. You can go to nickmazy.com/7GK. That's nickmazy.com/7, the letter G, and then the letter K. That's for the 7 goal killers. You can check that out. Maybe that will help you. And look, if things aren't going exactly how you want right now, or maybe you got knocked down and you're trying to figure out how to get back up, then you got to give yourself a better shot to get back up, try again, and to do better this time. Well, then you don't want to miss next week's episode, because that's what we're going to dive right into, how to get back up, try again, and to make this start even better. We'll explore that in next week's episode. So make sure you subscribe so you won't miss that episode. And then also on March 2nd, I really want to help you to claim your power, to guide your life to go where you want it to go, and to enjoy it. And so if that's anything that resonates with you that you want, then make sure you don't miss the announcement on March 2nd. It's coming up soon. All right. Well, thank you for listening. I can't wait to talk to you again. And just remember, you are amazing. You are capable. You can take steps toward what you want. You can do it. I want to help, but you can do it. All right. Take care. If you want to achieve your goals, enjoy life, have fun, and have the energy to do it, then you have to care for your well-being. You got to care for your health. Health is so important. What we put into our body makes a difference. And if you're anything like me, then you don't want to spend a lot of extra money or time doing that. That's why I use Thrive Market. I've been using them for about a year now. They just ship to me right to my house all the vitamins, minerals, supplements, protein powder, healthy snacks, skin products, even toothpaste and vitamins for my little girls. You can go to nickmazy.com/thrive and check it out. See if they can help you at all to be able to care for your well-being, care for your health, so that you can enjoy life too. I was able to save enough money over Amazon that first order to pay for the membership. Plus, they're always giving away free products to try. I love it. Once again, that's nickmazy.com/thrive. That's my affiliate link. Check it out. See if the products will help you to be able to care for your well-being so that you can enjoy life.